One evening, James, a 65-year-old retired engineer, lay beside his wife. They had shared more than 40 years together. He still loved her as much as the very first day, but his body no longer followed his heart. Every time he wanted to be intimate, anxiety and nervousness took over. Moments ended in disappointment, and slowly James began to wonder, is this the end of our happiness as a couple? What many people don't realize is that erectile dysfunction isn't just a sexual problem. It's a warning sign about your blood vessels, your hormones, even your heart. In fact, nearly half of men over 60 go through this struggle. Maybe you or your partner are searching for a way forward too. Today, we'll walk together, from causes to mechanisms to prevention, and finally, 8 practical, science-based solutions. Stay with me until the end, because once you take the right steps, you can bring vitality back into your life, not only in the bedroom, but in everyday living. To solve any problem, we need to understand its roots. The body is like a sophisticated machine. If one gear malfunctions, the whole system breaks down. Erectile dysfunction works the same way. It's rarely caused by just one issue, but by many overlapping factors. After visiting his doctor, James discovered he had type 2 diabetes. The doctor explained that diabetes had damaged his blood vessels and nerves. So even though James felt desire, his body couldn't sustain an erection. Here's why. When a man is aroused, the body releases a molecule called nitric oxide, or NO. It signals blood vessels to open, letting blood flood into the penis. But when vessels are stiff or damaged, less nitric oxide is produced. Blood flow weakens and the erection fades. That's why erectile dysfunction is often an early warning sign of heart disease. Hormones play a role too. Testosterone begins to decline after 40, about 1% each year. By the time a man reaches his 60s, many fall below the healthy range. Low testosterone means weaker desire, lower nitric oxide, and poorer performance. The nervous system is another piece of the puzzle. Signals travel from the brain, down the spinal cord, to penile nerves. If that pathway is disrupted by diabetes, surgery, or injury, the erection never happens. And don't overlook psychology. Stress, anxiety, fear of failure. They flood the body with stress chemicals. Blood vessels constrict and erections vanish. That's why some men can perform during masturbation, but struggle with intimacy. Certain medications can worsen the problem. Blood pressure pills, antidepressants, sedatives. Add smoking, alcohol, recreational drugs. They damage vessels, lower testosterone, and slow nerves. And of course, aging itself. Vessels lose elasticity, erectile tissue stiffens, hormones decline. Erectile dysfunction, then, is not the result of one cause. It's the sum of vascular health, hormones, nerves, psychology, medications, and aging. But here's the good news. It's not destiny. It can be prevented, often with small, consistent lifestyle changes. After his diagnosis, James chose to change. He started walking 30 minutes every morning. At dinner, he and his wife embraced the Mediterranean diet. More fish, vegetables, fruits, olive oil, and fewer red meats and sugars. At first, it was hard, but after a few months, he lost weight, his blood pressure stabilized, and intimacy returned. Science supports this. The Mediterranean diet reduces inflammation and protects the vessel lining, critical for erections. Exercise boosts circulation and maintains healthy testosterone. Sleep lowers stress hormones that restrict blood flow. 2 habits are essential: quit smoking and limit alcohol. Circulation improves within weeks of quitting. And maintain regular intimacy. Doctors often say, use it or lose it. Erections keep the tissue flexible and prevent damage over time. Preventing erectile dysfunction is not just about performance. It's about protecting your heart, your hormones, your quality of life. So ask yourself, have you been giving your health the attention it deserves? If not, maybe today is the day to begin. And if dysfunction has already appeared, don't assume it's the end. There are 8 clear paths forward. James kept exercising. Just 150 minutes of aerobic activity per week can improve erectile function. He lost weight. Just 7% of body weight lifted his testosterone and boosted his energy. He ate for heart health. More fish, berries, leafy greens, fewer sugars and fats. His vessel lining grew healthier, and erections returned more easily. He quit smoking after 30 years. Within weeks, his stamina improved, his breathing lightened, and blood flowed freely again. He managed chronic conditions, keeping diabetes, blood pressure, and cholesterol under control. This slowed the damage and protected his future health. He tackled stress and fear. He tried yoga, deep breathing, and couples therapy. Anxiety eased. Intimacy felt natural again. When lifestyle alone wasn't enough, his doctor prescribed medication, PDE5 inhibitors. And for men with very low testosterone, hormone therapy can help under supervision. And as a last resort, devices exist. Vacuum pumps, even implants, advanced solutions, but they are there if needed. After 6 months, James had regained his confidence, his health, and his marriage. He realized that with patience and step-by-step effort, what once seemed lost could in fact return. So what about you? Which of these steps can you begin today? Choose just one, stick with it, and you will notice the difference. Now picture this, a late afternoon by the seaside. James walks hand in hand with his wife. His eyes are bright again, no longer weighed down by shame, no longer fearing failure. He feels 40 once more, full of vitality and love. "I once thought old age was the end," he says, "but in truth, it's just a new chapter. I learned to listen to my body, to change one small habit at a time, and because of that, I now live more fully, in love and in health." Erectile dysfunction is not a full stop. It's a signal, a message from your body asking for care. When you see it this way, it's no longer a burden, but an opportunity. The chance to return to health, confidence, and happiness. If you're in your 60s, 70s, or beyond, it's not too late. Begin today with a healthier meal, a walk in the park, or an honest conversation with your partner. Small steps, life-changing results. And if you want to keep learning how to restore vitality, maintain performance, and enjoy lasting happiness as you age, hit subscribe and stay tuned. Don't let aging steal your joy. Let it become the most beautiful chapter of your life, where wisdom meets vitality, and you have the strength to truly enjoy it.